Greetings guys, once again. As you might have guessed from seeing behind me, we are at Sydney's Lyric Theatre, and tonight we're going to be checking out Sydney's production of Hamilton. It's straight from Broadway and from the brilliant mind of Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote and composed the original production. He also performed in the lead role in the principal cast. So we're going to be checking out what Sydney has to offer with the Australian cast. Should be a very entertaining night, but we're about to head in and check this thing out. Hope you enjoy the footage, and I'll catch you at the end of this and we'll have a chat about the production. Talk to you soon.
Ice cream scratch. Well, not really.
No, it probably is. Yeah. Very interesting. One by one. I guess.
Yeah, I know.
It is really staying away from the norm.
Inside there, and I'll get you a receipt for that. Greetings guys, just got out of Sydney's production of Hamilton at Sydney's Lyric Theatre. My first thoughts are it's such a interesting and compelling show. Just amalgamating, like, you know, you've got your modern urban kind of music. It's so contemporary with kind of basically a summary of American history, particularly told from Alexander Hamilton's perspective, but there's George Washington in there, there's Thomas Jefferson in there, and not only that, there's like a bit of the juxtaposition between King George III, so it's quite an interesting kind of take on American history. Highly entertaining. First thing we have to say is the staging. Quite simplistic, but quite ingenious at the same time. It's just pretty much a bunch of parapets and scaffolding. But the unique element about the staging is that there is an actual turntable, and there's definitely multiple sections of it, and they utilise it extremely well. It's kind of a way of altering locations, and in addition to that, it simulates movement, even quite cinematic. It's kind of like a camera like rotating around the cast. Quite unique in the way it's utilised, and in addition to that, you've also got sequences where the turntable is used to signify passages of time and even flashbacks, which is really creative, considering a lot of it came out of the mind of Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'm not sure if he's done all the blocking and staging for the actors, but he has written and composed the production, and he starred in it. So it definitely is the mind of from the mind of his, and it's quite fascinating. Even the lyrics are very well thought out. It's such a thought-provoking show. Compared to other productions they've had in Sydney recently, like Pippin and Frozen, there is an element of levity to those productions. This is quite, it's quite fun, but I think the urban kind of music kind of does put a bit of a serious tone to it, and really the only levity you get out of it is really King George III, and arguably that is probably the scene-stealing role. He's only in the production for about 9 minutes, and the original Broadway production was portrayed by Jonathan Groff. If you don't know who Jonathan Groff is, he was actually most notably in Frozen, the animated motion picture, and he is Kristoff. If you haven't seen it, you have to go to Disney Plus and you have to check out the performance of Jonathan Groff as King George III in Hamilton. It's utterly hilarious, it's brilliant, and not only that, his vocals are stunning, incredible. I think the only thing I've really seen as close to that is the Broadway production of Les Miserables, and there is a particular character in that, I think it's Enjolras, but I could be pronouncing that incorrectly. Yes, he's actually in the movie with Hugh Jackman as well. Very, very similar kind of styles, but completely amazing performance. In this particular production, it was done by Brent Hill. Admirable effort by him, not quite the standard of Jonathan Groff. He adds his own little nuances to it. I think I prefer Jonathan Groff's kind of take on it, but it's quite entertaining. And again, King George III is a scene stealer, and it's undeniable that it's essential kind of break in a lot of the kind of seriousness of the production, and it's classic Broadway music, and it makes it really work well. Another notable star in the production is Eliza Hamilton, played by Chloe Zuel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She's quite stunning. I think she even might surpass what I saw on Disney Plus and the Broadway production. It's such an endearing kind of quality to her voice and the way she portrays the role. I was quite impressed. Aside from that, I think some of the other roles, not quite Broadway standard, but there is an element of clarity to their performance. The Australian cast has done a fabulous job. The main role is played by Jason Arrow. Jason Arrow, great performance. He's not quite Lin-Manuel Miranda, but in saying that, as I mentioned, there is an element of clarity to his delivery, and it makes it very, very palatable and digestible, I think, for the audience to take in all the goings on and all the craziness of American politics and the American history, and not only that, trying to interpret all the kind of the fast rhyming. I don't know how that cast remembers all those lyrics. Really, much of the music is just a kind of a repetitious beat and kind of a loop, and they have to really remember that. There's not many cues to the music to kind of know what they're going to need to deliver at that moment. So it's completely stunning. I've got to give it to the Australian cast. They've done a really amazing job. Probably the other highly compelling kind of role in this is Andrew Burr. He was the guy who kind of shot Alexander Hamilton, just in case you don't know. Spoiler, but it's in the history books. In this production, he's played by Lyndon Watts, but I didn't get to catch him. I got Jimmy Jetta. He's the standby. He was amazing. I don't know what he usually plays in the part, but he really delivered well. I'm highly impressed, and there's it probably arguably is one of the best roles. There's lots of nuances to his performance, and he's really kind of, I guess he's the villain in a way, but he's kind of the main antagonist to Alexander Hamilton in it, and it really is telling his side of the story. Lin-Manuel Miranda has done a fabulous job in conveying both parts and kind of being fair and balanced with it all. I think it's really interesting to kind of really take in what that production is, and I think it's really admirable effort from the Australian cast. But aside from that, I'm about to head off, but I highly recommend it. Even if you have seen it on Disney Plus, I would say definitely head out to watch the city production. It is really great, and there's nothing quite like it being on stage. I think it loses its essence when you watch it on TV and in the movies. It's not quite the same, so definitely check it out. Sydney production, it's something to be amazed by. I highly recommend it, but definitely check it out. Aside from that, I'm about to head off. I will talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoy the footage. Take care.
There would have been nothing left to do for someone less astute. He would have been dead or destitute without a cent or restitution. Started working for his late mother's landlord, trading sugar cane and rum and all the things he can't afford. Scanning for every book he can get his hands on. Planning for the future, see him now as he stands on the bow of a ship headed for a new land. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can just you way. In New York, you can just you way. In New York, you can be a new man. New York, just you way. Alexander Hamilton. fought with him.
Me, I died for him.
Me, I trusted him.
Me, I loved him.
And me, I'm the damn fool that shot it.
There's a million things I haven't done.